Hello everyone, welcome to my channel INFY Tech. In this video, we're going to learn Git with some Git commands. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to start with the git config command. So this git config command allows us to set the git configuration settings for our git. With like you can set our email or our username with this git command. We can either set it in the global, or we can either set it in the local, or we can either set it to the system. So for now I'm going to set my git configuration settings to the global level. So here I can say user.email, and here I can specify the email. So with this I have set the user email. This email is child to this user block. So in the same way I'm also going to set my username. I can say global user.name. I can set the username over here. So you can use your configuration settings with this set your configuration settings with this git config command. So the next one we are going to deal is, so before going further we need to have a directory. So for that I'm going to create a directory. In the desktop I'm going to say my project. Okay, I have created a directory called my project. See, as you can see, this is my project. So I am under this directory my project and the terminal, and now I'm going to create two more files here. I can say touch index.html, and also I can say touch app.js. So I have created two files. So sorry, first I need to go into that directory. Now I can say touch app.js, touch index.html. So these are the two files in my project directory. So now I'm going to start with the commands. I can say git init. So this git init initializes a git repository in the given path. So for the confirmation you can go here and click on show hidden files. So as you can see, we are getting the .git folder which is created by this git init command. So this means our directory has been initialized with an empty git repository. So this is about the git command. This is used to initialize your directory with a empty git repository. And the next command is, you can use this git status. So we will be using this git status a lot of time. So here we can see these are the untracked files. These are the app.js and index.html files are untracked because we haven't committed these files. So before going further, let me open our project in a code editor. So in this index.html file, let me write some code. So like boilerplate code of HTML. So this is our boilerplate code. So now I'm going to add these files to our local repo. So for that I'm going to use the command git add. I want to add this index.html file. I can say index.html. So I've added this index.html file into the staging area. So I can say, if I say git status, as you can see, before both the index.html and app.js are untracked. Now since I added the index.html to the staging area, now the app.js becomes the untracked files. So the files which are present in the staging area need to be committed. So for before committing, we need to send our files to the staging area. To send our files to the staging area, we are going to use the command git add. So in the same way, I'm going to add the another file app.js to the staging area. So if I say git add, so now if I say dot git add dot, So this is nothing but we are saying to add all the files present in our current directory. So it adds all our files present in our current directory to the staging area. Now if I click on enter and if I check the git status, as you can see both the files are in the staging area, and when our files in the staging area, those files are ready to be committed. So now I am going to commit our the files present in the staging area. For that I am going to use the git commit. So if I use this git commit, I will be popping up with a Vim editor and it asks me to enter a commit message. So to eliminate that, I am going to use the option -m. I am going to, this option -m stands for that I am going to specify a message over. I can say first commit. So when I committed the changes, you can see 2 files have been changed and 11 insertions have been done to our local repo. So if I go and check the git status, as you can see there are working trees clean and there are no any files in the staging area. So this is about the git add and commit. This is how you add files to your local repo. And the next one is git log. So this git log is nothing but it gives the history of your repository, what commits you have done. So it is nothing but it specifies the history of your repository. Okay, so the next until now we have worked under in our local machine, we have worked for the local repo. So now I am going to make use of the remote repository. So GitHub is one of the remote repository providers. I am going to open my GitHub account and I am going to create a new repository. I can say new, I can say my project, and I can leave my repository as public, and you can give any description if you need it. And you can also add a readme file which is of type markdown file. If needed you can add it, and I can say create repository. So these are the starting steps to do. So I'm going to make use of this git remote command. So here I have to specify the git URL. So I need to use this command git remote add origin. So now I'm adding a remote URL to my local repo origin. I can add the git URL. So yeah, I've added the remote repository to my project directory. So now I can push my changes to this remote repository. I can say git branch. I am the default branches master. So now I can say I'm going to say git push. I can say origin master. I can specify the branch name here. So it asks me for the git credentials. So I am going to enter my git username. I am going to enter my git password, GitHub password. So if the authentication is successful, your files will be uploaded to the remote repository. So when I refresh here, you can see both the files app.js and index.js are in the remote repository. So that's how you use git remote and git push commands. So now we are going to check with another command. We can git clone. So basically if you want to clone any of the repository on the GitHub to your local machines, you can click on here and you can find the git URL. So if you copy here and if you use git clone and the git URL, so the files in this repository will be downloaded or cloned to your local machine. So that's the use of git clone. It helps you to clone a remote repository to your local machine. So that's how git clone helps for you. And the next one we are going to see is we are going to deal with branches. So currently we are on master branch. So now I'm going to create a new branch. I'm saying git branch and the branch name, and our new branch is develop. So we have created a new branch called develop. So if you check out this code editor, so I'm having some code in this index.html file. So if I say git checkout develop, so this git checkout is nothing but we are saying that we are going to switch to another branch. So git checkout helps us to switch to another branch, git checkout develop. So we switch to another branch. So now I am going to add some changes to this file. I am going to say, yeah, I'm going to say git is awesome. Yeah, I've added this simple paragraph tag. Remember, I am in the develop branch. So now I'm going to add these files under develop branch. I'm going to commit as well. So also I'm going to push to the develop branch. So it's asking for the, so as you can see, I've pushed the changes to the develop branch. If I check out to master branch, if I check out to master branch, you can see the paragraph tag is not present because we have done all the changes in the develop branch, right? So now I want to merge the develop and master branch. For that I can use the command git merge develop. See, when I use the git merge develop, both the branches have been merged together, and we can see our line has been added in our master branch also. So that's how git merge helps us. So master branch changes to the remote repository. I need to commit changes in master. Okay, so yeah, I can say git push -u origin master. I can specify my GitHub credentials. So I'm pushing some permission denied. I think I need to use sudo. Okay, so now if I come here and yeah, when I push it, the changes from the master branch, you can see this line git is awesome. Yeah, so now if I add another line here, I can say git hub. If I check with git status, as you can see, we have modified it is saying we have modified the index.html file. Okay, git add, and now if I check git status, we can see the index.html is in the staging area. So if I say git reset, we can see the files which are present in the staging area have been resetted and are back to the untracked, which are not staged. So this git reset command helps to reset the files in the staging area. So that's how git reset command helps us. So and the last thing is git stash. So basically git stash helps us to track the take all the uncommitted and all the unstaged files to another stack of unsaved change. If I use git stash here and if I check with git status, you can see though the modified index.html file is not present, because this git stash takes these untracked files and keeps it on unsaved stack of unsaved or untracked commits, and we can use those we can reapply, or we can reuse those untracked commits on that stack again. This is how we use git. And this video is a brief introduction of how you start using it and how to get started with git, and hope this helps you. So if you will get the hang of it if you start using in your projects and all. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video.